Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group and Century Ply.
Good evening and welcome. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's decision to question the Samajwadi Party on its position on terrorism is a deliberate attempt to make terrorism the overriding issue in the election, to corner the Samajwadi Party on. And there's no denying it. Of course, the questioning by the Prime Minister is political. But is it off the mark? Haven't several political parties, including the Samajwadi Party, been really soft on terrorism? Why have they been soft on terrorism? What has been their agenda? What does being soft on terrorism and towards terrorists get you? And why is this a wrong question? Because if they have, has it not been because of a political reason? Has it not been because of an obvious political purpose, a political incentive? How is this a wrong question? I think it's the most relevant question in the country. Haven't political parties looked at vote banks while being soft on terrorists? How is this an irrelevant question? I think it's an inconvenient question. Haven't they backed terrorists? Haven't they even fought cases for terrorists, those who kill innocent Indians? And why have they done so if not with an eye on vote banks? Does this help us? Does this help you? Does this help the country in any way? And viewers, if issues of national interest should emerge during national elections, then why should issues of national interest not emerge during state elections? And why are some people so uncomfortable with this becoming the issue in the Uttar Pradesh election? The nation wants to know, ladies and gentlemen. And this channel does not prevaricate or move away from questions like this. Who went soft on terror? This is a special debate this Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the headlines right on top. And of course, at 10 o'clock, I want to remind you the great debate we had on Sunday Live, the self-goal by the pseudos on the hijab issue and why they've painted themselves into a corner. That's at 10. And here are the headlines this Sunday evening on the debate tonight.
समाजवादी पार्टी का जो चुनाव सिंबल है ना, तो शुरू में जो बम धमाके हुए, वो सारे के सारे बम धमाके उन्होंने बम साइकिल पे रखे हुए थे.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi rakes up the 2008 blast verdict to hammer the Samajwadi Party on election day.
ये लोग विस्फोट कर रहे थे और समाजवादी पार्टी सरकार इन आतंकवादियों पर मुकदमा तक नहीं चलने दे रही.
History won't forgive or forget the terrorist backers, says Modi, accuses the Akhilesh party of being very soft on terror.
लेकिन सपा की सहानुभूति किसके प्रति है, उनकी संवेदना किसके प्रति है? उनकी संवेदना पेशेवर अपराधी, माफिया और आतंकवादियों की प्रति है.
With 4 phases to go, the BJP makes a political link to 2008, the main focus of the UP election.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के हर वादे और जो किए थे जनता को, वो सब जुमले निकले. उनका हर विज्ञापन विकास का झूठा निकला.
Akhilesh dismisses the link to the terror convict, calls the BJP's 2008 attack led by the Prime Minister a big lie.
Channi himself is he's not a man who can be trusted. I've seen him.
कांग्रेस एक तरफा 2/3 मेजॉरिटी से जीतेगी और यही रुझान है पंजाब में.
The fate of 4 parties is now sealed in Punjab. In the ballot, who's got the edge? AAP, Congress, or is it going to be a hung house as many are predicting? And Russia keeps the world on the edge as more tanks roll towards the Ukrainian border. India asks diplomatic staff and all Indians to return immediately. And ladies and gentlemen, the biggest headline tonight is that the BJP is getting more and more aggressive with every passing phase in this election. Why is that so? Are they taking the fence sitters on their side? Are they sniffing victory? 2 days after the 2008 Ahmedabad blast verdict, reported first here on Republic, followed up first year on Republic, debated first year on Republic. Terror and soft political support to terrorists has become the biggest political flashpoint in the country. But what many did not expect, what would happen today, was that the Prime Minister himself made it a number one point of an elaborate attack in his speech in Hardoi this afternoon. In case you missed it, here it is, and then we debate.
For Narendra Modi, July 26, 2008 is a date he'll never forget. The day 56 lives were taken by terrorists as 22 blasts ripped through Ahmedabad.
जब मैं गुजरात का मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में वहां की सेवा कर रहा था, तो उस दौरान अहमदाबाद में भी सीरियल बम धमाके हुए थे और उनका षड्यंत्र तो और शहरों में भी था। मैं उस दिन को कभी भूल नहीं सकता हूं साथियों। और उसी दिन जो लोग इन धमाकों में मारे गए थे, धरती खून से लाल हो चुकी थी।
The Prime Minister, referring to these pictures that the BJP claimed showed direct links of Samajwadi Party to a blast convict.
यहां समाजवादी पार्टी का जो चुनाव सिंबल है ना, उनका चुनाव का निशान है ना, तो शुरू में जो बम धमाके हुए, वो सारे के सारे बम धमाके उन्होंने बम साइकिल पे रखे हुए थे। आप देखिए, साइकिल पे बम रखे हुए थे और जहां लोग सब्जी वगैरह खरीदने के लिए आते हैं, वहीं साइकिल पार्क करके चले गए थे और एक समय चारों तरफ ये साइकिलों पर रखे हुए बम धमाके फूटे। मैं हैरान हूं, ये साइकिल को उन्होंने क्यों पसंद किया।
With the BJP making the 2008 blast verdict the centerpiece of the remaining phases, the Prime Minister says the focus can't be taken off those who backed terror.
ऐसे मीडिया हाउसेस को, मैं ऐसे अखबार वालों को, मैं ऐसे लेखनी लिखने वाले से आग्रह करूंगा, देश के सामने इन तथ्यों को उजागर किया जाए।
Akhilesh Yadav, after casting his vote in Safai, called the BJP's allegations a lie.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के हर वादे और जो किए थे जनता को, वो सब जुमले निकले। उनका हर विज्ञापन विकास का झूठा निकला और न जाने कितनी हम लोगों ने झूठी तस्वीरें देखी हैं।
हमारी संवेदना गरीब के प्रति है, किसान के प्रति है, नौजवान के प्रति है, महिलाओं के प्रति है, लेकिन सपा की सहानुभूति किसके प्रति है, उनकी संवेदना किसके प्रति है? उनकी संवेदना पेशेवर अपराधी, माफिया और आतंकवादियों की प्रति है।
Is a photo proof enough, or does history of backing terror convicts or taking a soft stand on serious issue of national integrity give away the political compromise? Let's debate.
Prakash Swami, Srijit Panikar, Sushil Pandit and Gaurav Bhatia, and Kapil Madan and Rohit Agarwal and Abhishek Sudhir and Waris Pathan, ladies and gentlemen, on this special Sunday edition of the debate, I want to begin by thanking all the viewers of Republic for I must say, we have been seeing record viewership on across live and streaming platforms, and a lot of people actually asked us today that we want your debate on a Sunday. And that's why we are here on popular demand today. Viewers, we will be with you every minute right up to the 10th of May. 10th of March, and the 10th of May, and the 10th of July, and of course, forever. The question is this: Abhishek Sudhir and Gaurav Bhatia will open the debate. Fundamental issue is this: did or didn't the Prime Minister speak the truth, is my question. Did or didn't the Samajwadi Party try to drop terrorism cases against terrorists accused and withdraw cases against them as soon as they came to power? Didn't the Allahabad High Court pull up the Samajwadi Party government for doing this. And therefore, is it not a fact that the Prime Minister is completely correct when he says, yes, the Samajwadi Party has been soft on terrorism? Abhishek, and then Gaurav.
It's good to be back on your show. It's been a break. Hope you're doing well, boss. Good to see you.
Always.
Okay. So, I think you missed out the response that Mr. Yadav issued on the blast allegation that Anurag Thakur made. So, for the benefit of you and your viewers, I think it's only fair I just read out a short statement that he issued, with your permission. Yeah. May I?
Yeah.
This is Akhilesh Yadav on Anurag Thakur, showing a photograph of a gentleman, and we all know the allegations. It's been on every channel. This is Mr. Yadav's response. I'm translating for the benefit of your viewers. As far as Anurag Thakur is concerned, when that incident, the terror blast in Ahmedabad took place, Anurag Thakur and I were together. Anurag Thakur and I, this is Mr. Yadav and Anurag Thakur who were together. Anurag Thakur and I went to the defense office of the Territorial Army to show solidarity with the people who lost their lives in that heinous terror attack. He says that if I am a terrorist, if I, Akhilesh Yadav, am being accused of being a terrorist by Anurag Thakur, the man Anurag Thakur who was with me side by side in that car going to the office of the Territorial Army to show solidarity with those who died in the blast should also be a terrorist. If there is a terrorist, take strict action. I am all for strict action. But the BJP is using this as a strategy and a ploy. They spread falsehoods. When I return as Chief Minister on March 10th, the Samajwadi Party will strengthen every institution. The rule of law will return to Uttar Pradesh. And I have only one line to add. The people of Uttar Pradesh are eagerly looking forward to the return of Mr. Akhilesh Yadav.
The question was this. Thank you, Abhishek.
On March 10th.
Thank you, Abhishek. Now, what was my question, viewers? My question was whether the Samajwadi Party, for all the claims that have been made, did they try to withdraw terrorism, serious charges of terrorism against terrorist accused? Were they not pulled up by the Allahabad High Court? Srijit, was that my question, Srijit?
Can I just
no, 1 minute. Srijit, was that my question? Is it a relevant question, Srijit? Is it a relevant question, Srijit? Is it a relevant question, Sushil Pandit?
Since 2012.
Of course.
Mr. Prakash Swami, don't you feel that question, that the Allahabad High Court had to pull up the Samajwadi Party for withdrawing serious cases of terrorism, is a relevant question, Mr. Swami?
Very relevant, very relevant.
So why am I not getting an answer, Abhishek, to that?
Can I answer, please? Please, can I answer? Can I? Yeah. Mr. Goswami, the Additional Advocate General of Uttar Pradesh at the time and the head of the legal cell of the Samajwadi Party in 2013 was Mr. Gaurav Bhatia. So I will let him take this question.
Can I come in now?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
passed it on to you.
Yeah. You know, Akhilesh Yadav, when asked a question on the verdict of the Gujarat Special Court, responded by saying, this is not an issue. And Arnab, there is a reason why Narendra Modi ji raised this, because the country and the state has to be secure and terrorism has to be nipped in the bud to ensure that the country can progress. But one by one, first of all, this is the 2012 manifesto of the Samajwadi Party. A very unique manifesto because no political party will ever write what Samajwadi Party did.
You were on the
They said-
manifesto committee, sir.
Can I complete myself? You know, this is quite irritating and it shows, lack of depth. Please. Now, this manifesto, Arnab, says, दहशतगर्दी के खिलाफ कार्रवाई की आड़ में उत्तर प्रदेश के जिन बेकसूर मुस्लिम नौजवानों को जेलों में डाला गया है, उन्हें ना सिर्फ फौरन रिहा कराया जाएगा बल्कि मुआवजा दिया जाएगा। तो वो मुस्लिम है तो टेररिस्ट नहीं हो सकते क्योंकि वो समाजवादी पार्टी का वोट बैंक है। Second, the Allahabad High Court verdict. Thanks to the Allahabad High Court, they reprimanded the Chief Minister and they refused Samajwadi Party from withdrawing cases of these terror accused. Third, the picture that Anurag Thakur ji showed. There is a link. This convicted person is a son of Vice President Samajwadi Party's Azamgarh unit. and they came forward and said that he is innocent.
No, what is...
Today, Akhilesh Yadav apologized to the entire country for preempting what the verdict of the court would be. Now he has been convicted. And I must also add to this, just a few months back, when a terror module, Al-Qaeda terror module was busted by Yogi Adityanath ji and the Uttar Pradesh police, Akhilesh Yadav said, I do not trust the uniform. मुझे विश्वास नहीं है पुलिस पे, लेकिन उनको आतंकवादियों पे विश्वास है, सीटर पे विश्वास है. And that is why Narendra Modi ji is not politicizing, as you said. Rather, he is going by the oath that he will speak in the interest.
And I taking it forward and taking it forward to Waris. I come to you, Abhishek, just giving everyone a turn. You see, the fact is, Waris, the issue is whether political parties are supporting terrorists, and I think it's terrible. I don't know how any political party can support terrorists. And the fact of the matter is that I have found very often that it is because they feel it will give them a certain vote bank. Now, Waris, take a position on this, right? Abhishek is not. Didn't the Samajwadi Party try to drop terrorism charges in public interest against Harkatul Jihad-e-Islami accused Waliullah and Sushil Pandit? Not just Waliullah, his associate Shameen as well. They were charge sheeted for the Varanasi bomb blast. 21 people died. And what does a political party do? It supports the people who carried out the blast. This is the fundamental question, viewers. You must think about it.
Well, Arnab,
you must think about it. That is the fundamental issue. No, Waris, you tell everyone on television today, because you've been talking a lot on other issues. You tell everyone on terrorism on television today that not just this Tariq Kazmi, 1 minute. Tariq Kazmi, the prime accused in the Gorakhpur bomb blast. 6 people died. May 22nd, 2007. Samajwadi Party government in 2013 tried to withdraw the case against the blast accused. Why? Why, Waris? What is the qualification of the terrorist? I say terrorism has no religion. In which case the religion of the terrorist also should not matter. Should it, Sushil? Should the religion of the terrorist matter? The victims of terrorism have no religion. The perpetrator of terrorism has no religion. Now coming to the debate.
Terrorism has got no religion. We have condemned terrorism and all kind of terrorist activities taking place in our country or the world. Our party president, Sri Asad Owaisi, was the first person to call Baghdadi.
Sushil, let him complete. Sushil, let him complete, then I'll come to you. Waris, you're not looking confident. You're not being able to answer the question. What's wrong with you? I have given you examples.
I'm answering the question. You're not allowing to make my point. I am saying we are the party who have always condemned all kind of terrorist and terrorist activities. We have never supported terrorism.
Okay, then the question is, and throwing the question to Sushil. Sushil, in that case, by 1 minute. By similar logic, Sushil Pandit. By using that logic, wait, using that logic, Sushil Pandit.
Yes.
Using that logic, I don't know what Gaurav is putting up there. Let's see what he's put up there. Using that logic, Sushil, Waris should say that Samajwadi Party should not have tried to drop the charges against so many terrorists like they've done in the past.
I say everybody, whosoever is involved in terrorism.
No, Sushil. 1 minute, do wait, Waris. Sushil.
Whether Yogi against
we want the question answered.
Let the law take
they just don't want to answer that question.
But the UP elections are going on, you know.
I don't care. I am saying it's a relevant question.
They are not responding to that specific question. They are beating about the bush.
Sushil, audio bad with Waris. Sushil. Yes, Sushil.
Yes. And not only they refuse to answer this question as to why High Court passed strictures against them and told them to rest cases. They also have to answer why did they intervene into the police action whenever terrorists were found to be hiding at places and police sought to nab them. There were cases of NIA thwarted, even STF, Special Task Force thwarted, when they had specific information about terrorists hiding in the hostels of Lucknow University.
Oh, yes.
So whosoever
That was
supports
also
the
an important
terrorism,
case.
states,
And never have I
nobody
heard
should have-
Samajwadi
nobody
Party
is there to
unequivocally condemn terror in Kashmir. I am yet to hear in the last 30 years even one
Nobody does
MP of
Samajwadi
Samajwadi
BJP,
Party
they don't want to
getting
talk
up in the
about
parliament
the rising
and
cost,
railing
rising
against the
of-
terror
they don't
unleashed in
speak about-
Kashmir.
And
They have always opposed POTA. They have
Rahul
always
Agarwal.
opposed SADA. They have always
audible.
opposed tough laws against terror. Look at their voting record in the parliament.
And I will keep throwing examples today. I will keep throwing examples on this program. Rohit Agarwal, Mr. Agarwal, you know what, today I'm doing the show on a Sunday on public demand. On public demand, I will keep throwing questions today. And on public demand, I will keep throwing questions till I get an answer. And I shall keep repeating the questions. And my question to you, Rohit Agarwal, is this. Is the Prime Minister right or wrong? Proof number 4. Samajwadi Party, your ally, with whom you have a similar ideology, to whom you are aligned, with whom you want to form the government in Uttar Pradesh, did they try to withdraw a case against those people accused of leaking troop movement information during Kargil? Mr. Agarwal, did or didn't the Samajwadi Party government insult our forces when they tried to drop charges against 4 men who were arrested in 2002 under POTA for leaking information about troop movement during the Kargil war? Yes or no? Answer the question.
This is very clear.
Yes or no? No, yes or no, yes or no. Yes or no in my specific. Don't avoid my question. Did they or did they not?
No, I don't know.
If you have
don't think.
Proof that
You don't think.
No. If
You
have
don't
so much
think.
Proof, see, if
No,
have
you
so
don't
much
think.
against Samajwadi Party,
What happened to his
I
audio?
will say that ban
Mr.
Samajwadi
Agarwal,
Party.
Mr. Agarwal, I'm fixing your
Just
audio.
take action
No,
against the
Mr.
Samajwadi Party.
Agarwal.
You have to.
Mr. Agarwal.
You cannot compromise with national security.
Exactly
If
what the
you
Prime
have
Minister
so
is
much
saying.
Proofs,
So then
if you
support
have
the
so much,
so then
see, if
support
you
the
have
Prime Minister.
So much papers against Samajwadi Party that they are supporting the terrorists, then you should ban Samajwadi Party.
No, that is no answer. That is no answer.
The dual face
That is
of Bharatiya
no
Janata Party
answer.
comes out.
This
is where the Bharatiya Janata Party dual face comes out, because I don't understand how they get courage, and they get courage to allegate their ally, their brothers,
No.
brothers of India.
No,
I don't understand where they get a courage to
okay, tell me.
allegate like this.
Tell me one thing. I'll get Srijit Panikar. Viewers, people are so uncomfortable today with these questions. Why?
No,
I think the appropriate answer would have been, Srijit, to say that yes, in the past or
We are
not.
the first person who will stand against the terrorism.
Okay.
We are the first
कहने से
people
नहीं
who will
होता है,
stand
करनी
against
पड़ती
the
है.
terrorism.
कहने से नहीं होता है. You have to do it.
Sir,
I want Mr. Panikar.
हम सिर्फ कह नहीं रहे हैं और हमें किसी के सर्टिफिकेट की जरूरत नहीं है।
सर्टिफिकेट की किसी
भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो पीडीपी के साथ सरकार बना के कश्मीर के अंदर सत्ता की लालसा के लिए वहां पे सरकार पीडीपी के साथ मिलकर बनाती है, हमें उसके सर्टिफिकेट की जरूरत नहीं है।
Sir, that's not the question.
And believe me, we are completely against terrorism, and believe me, we are the first people who will voice against the terrorism.
Voice is not what we want, action. I think Mr. Panikar, Srijit Panikar from Thiruvananthapuram is on the debate. On this day when the Prime Minister has made that speech. Srijit.
Yeah, Arnab, national security is not a matter where political parties can pass the buck on to another party and shrug off their responsibility. There has to be minimum accountability. That is what we expect. Now, the Prime Minister's charges are against the previous Samajwadi Party government in UP for seeking withdrawal of cases against those involved in terror attacks. Now, has any person answered that question directly? It is a very close-ended question, not an open-ended question. You do not need 2 minutes to explain. It's a yes or no question. So, is this for real? Is this incident for real? Yes. This happened in 2012 when the government assumed power. The government wanted to drop charges against 15 under trial prisoners in various incidents that killed more than 40 people. It was a government secretary who, on behalf of the government, wrote letters to the district administrations in Varanasi, in Barabanki, in Rampur, asking the magistrate and the police officials to drop these charges in public interest. In public interest is the word. Now, even the Allahabad High Court had censured the UP government for attempting to withdraw prosecution against the Muslim cleric that you said, Waliullah, and also his aide.
Yes, I made that point.
In the 2006 Varanasi blast, which killed nearly 24 people. Now, 4 of these 15 under trial prisoners were charged under Pota, as Arnab said. 5 of them had stormed into a CRPF camp. 4 were responsible for blasts in Lucknow, Faizabad, Varanasi, and Gorakhpur.
I'm not getting a...
But the interesting thing,
Srijit,
the minimum Samajwadi Party can do is to explain why they did what they did in 2012.
Srijit, you know, the interesting point is 4 examples have been given so far. You have given a 5th. And there is a 6th and a 7th and an 8th and a 9th and a 10th. There are so many examples. Kapil, what are you raising your hand for? I hope it is to say, I hope you are raising your hand to say on the program that Arnab, we have in the past supported terrorists. We will not do it again. We have supported terrorist groups, terrorist individuals and terrorist actions. And we have done so on the eve of elections because we think we'll get a few votes, and hence we have terribly compromised our country's national interests. We shall not do it again. But don't raise your hand to debate with Prakash Swami tonight if you just want to justify your past actions.
So
Kapil, there is no justification for it. There is only atonement.
I am allowed me to make my point.
Yeah, but you want a 6th example from me. You want a 6th example, Kapil?
No. I'll just give you one example. We all know that there was a police official, a DSP rank police official in Srinagar who was caught, and the allegation was that he was hand in glove with the terrorists there in Srinagar. Do you know what has happened? The NIA has not filed a charge sheet against him in time, and he got a default bail. My friend Gaurav Bhatia is here with me, and he can confirm that that gentleman got a default bail. So what are you talking about? That you have gone soft, you've gone so tough on terrorism. Let me tell you one more thing. There have been 2,500 terrorist-related incident in Kashmir, where 481 of our security personnel have lost their life. What are we talking about?
Arnab, with some facts.
What are we talking about?
Are you talking about Arvind Digvijay Negi?
I am talking about Davinder Singh.
Then what about Arvind Digvijay Negi, who has been arrested by the NIA yesterday? No, I want to ask you, if you say, if you say, 1 minute, Kapil, if you say the government is soft on agents of terror, then why was Arvind Digvijay Negi arrested yesterday?
Why they have not filed a charge sheet?
But did the NIA arrest Negi? Gaurav Arya is responding on the debate. Gaurav Arya will respond. That's Kapil and Gaurav right now. Let them collide.
Yes.
Gaurav Bhatia.
Yeah. Arnab, first of all, I would like to respond to Waris Pathan. He said, we don't see religion in terrorism. And I'm sure that he is not a taller leader than Asaduddin Owaisi. In my hand is what Asaduddin Owaisi said when Yaqub Memon was hanged. And I quote, he said, Yaqub Memon being hanged because he's a Muslim. 1.
Shame. Shame. An absolute shame there.
Allow me to make my...
Now,
let him complete his point, Waris. Just wait a minute.
Yes, first.
Anyway, the bandwidth also doesn't like you.
The same party, Arnab, that decided to extend all legal help to terror accused. So I think he stands exposed. Don't speak on terrorism. At least you have been the weakest link in the political system of India. Now coming to the Congress. What has changed?
Allow me. You have made your point now. You have made your point.
Let him complete. Waris, let him complete. I'll allow both you and Abhishek to respond. Yeah. I'll allow both of you. Let him complete.
I'll tell you what has changed. After 26/11, Manish Tiwari, Congress leader, says that the Indian Air Force chief asked for permission to give a befitting reply to Pakistan. That was refused. But after Pulwama, Balakot airstrike happened. And they said only trees were dropped. Nothing else happened. Surgical strike proof. Second, look at this picture, Arnab. This man is Yasin Malik. He is shaking hands with the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh.
That's also a shame.
Prime Minister House. And he dictated the Kashmir policy. Now, do you know where he is? He is behind bars, charge-sheeted for murdering 4 Indian Air Force officers. And third,
rightly so,
Afzal Guru wasn't hanged for 6.5 years because the Council of Ministers in the Congress government did not have the courage to hang him because he was a Muslim. But Yaqub Memon was hanged in 10 days. Note that, 10 days after the Supreme Court dismissed the petition. That is the difference, 10 days versus 6.5 years. And in the end, I will say, the Gujarat blast verdict, do you know why Akhilesh Yadav is not speaking on it? Why Congress is not speaking? Because of this. The convicts are Jahid Sheikh, Imran Sheikh, Iqbal Sheikh, Rajiuddin, Arif Mirza, Tarufuddin, Mohammad Sadiq, Mohammad Arif, Amin Sheikh, Imran Pathan, Yunus Mansoori, Usman, Arif Kazmi, Gayasuddin Ansari, Abbas Sameja, Mohammad Saif Sheikh, Zishan Sheikh. You know why I'm reading their name? Because terrorist is a terrorist. But these people feel that because these people are their vote banks, therefore we can ignore the terrorist part, but it is important to preserve and protect our vote bank.
Yes, I'm going to respond. Mr. Goswami, I am a failed lawyer. Gaurav Bhaiya was a star of the Lucknow Bar. He was a legal luminary. He was the top lawyer of the Samajwadi Party government. No decision in the Samajwadi Party government that had a legal aspect to it was taken without inputs from the Additional Advocate General of Uttar Pradesh at the time, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia. So maybe the Gaurav Bhatia of 2013 who was chastised by the Allahabad High Court can debate with the Gaurav Bhatia of 2022 who's in the BJP. Gaurav Bhaiya, the floor is yours. You were a lawyer. You were the man who led the legal charge. So sir, please answer, because you are a star, sir.
I will answer.
We have utmost respect for you.
Dear Abhishek,
we have not recovered from your loss, sir.
Yes.
You have not recovered. You were one of the finest legal minds. And your loss was...
Arnab, now he doesn't want me to answer, I think.
No, so
He's
sorry,
scared.
sir. Gaurav Bhaiya, please, boliye, sir.
Abhishek, बच्चू बोलेंगे, भैया बोलेंगे. पहली बात, do you know who heads the legal department? It's the Advocate General. I was never the Advocate General.
You were the Additional Advocate General.
Order of the Allahabad High Court. Please hear me out now.
Additional Advocate General.
Hear me out.
You were in the team.
Please hear me out.
And your father, Viren Bhatia, was the Advocate General. Your father, Viren Bhatia, was the Advocate General under Netaji.
Patience, Abhishek. You need to know the facts first.
But he was the Advocate General. Mr. Goswami was talking about.
You don't want to hear me? It's okay.
Mr. Viren Bhatia was the Advocate General under Netaji.
Okay, now listen to me. My father passed away in 2010. We are talking about.
No, I think you should. I think at this point, Abhishek, you should pull back. And I think it is not appropriate for you, Abhishek, to 1 minute, 2 points, please. Even if you are trying to dig it in personally, I believe that it is inappropriate. Inappropriate. No, it's not. No, 1 second. 1 second. I'll make a point. I have to come in now. While I enjoy a good debate, and Abhishek, 1 minute, I request you. I enjoy a good debate, and there will be the usual snarky ones. But the fact of the matter is that I think it is completely inappropriate to bring in Gaurav Bhatia's late father, who passed away in 2010, and I think that I think it is inappropriate. I think his father passed away in 2010. That's the end of the matter. Now, in any case, you are dealing with Gaurav Bhatia, not his late father. So, can I please request you, Abhishek, to keep the decorum here? Let's debate the issue. Let's debate the issue, please. Let's debate the issue, please. I don't think. I don't think it is appropriate to do this, and I would request you to desist. I think a lot of viewers are not liking the attack on his late father, and I think Gaurav is being very controlled in his reply, and I think Gaurav is being very controlled in his reply, and I think he should continue. Thank you. Thank you.
It's the legitimate question.
A few facts need to be told today on Republic, and I hope Abhishek will bear with me.
I was
Abhishek,
in Lucknow.
few facts,
I was
please.
still in school.
Don't get rattled.
I was still in
please.
school. Gaurav Bhaiya is
Please
my
ask
senior.
him to be quiet. Arnab,
He's a legal luminary.
if you could just give me a minute, I need to spell out these facts because he's made it personal when it's about national interest.
Sir, it's not personal. It's completely political.
Okay, now
and
be
legitimate.
quiet. Be quiet.
Okay, Abhishek. Now I'll have to request you, please. Thank you. Volume down.
I'm going to make a big
Thank you.
disclosure on Republic, please.
Yeah.
Yes. First of all, Arnab, I was the additional Advocate General in the Supreme Court. But Mr. Abhishek, you need to know, there are two interventions I made. Do you know when? I told Akhilesh Yadav at that time that withdrawing of cases is not right. But
so why did you not leave the party? Why did you continue in the party?
Appeasement. Not
Why
just
did you
in
not
this
leave the
case.
party?
Listen to me
Why did
now.
you leave the
Listen
party
to
in
me.
2017?
You know, there is
Why did
another.
you
There
leave
is
the party
another
in
case.
2017?
Arnab, Zafarnagar
You left the party
riots.
1 month before the
Gaurav should be allowed to complete, please.
You left the party.
Gaurav should be allowed to complete, please.
If you did raise an objection,
Please hear me out.
if you did raise an objection, there would have been a documentary proof. Did you write a memorandum?
I would truly want. I think Abhishek. See, we can have a substantial discussion on the subject. And since I have told you on a couple of occasions, I think we are having a very important debate on government's policies towards terrorism and terror accused, and I do believe that a lot of our viewers are making a personal request right now. We need to go back to the issue at hand, right? Thank you. Gaurav, no, I'll have to pull the volume down for a bit. Thank you. Gaurav, please continue. Prakash has not come in yet.
Just one example. I would have taken a personal attack also, but it is about exposing the communal mindset of Samajwadi Party. And my friend has forced me. Muzaffarnagar riots happened. Do you know a GO was issued that compensation will be given only to Muslim families? And the Supreme Court reprimanded Akhilesh Yadav at that time, and he had to withdraw the GO. That is the kind of appeasement they indulged in. And that is why I'm saying what Narendra Modi ji today has said is something that Akhilesh Yadav needs to introspect. That are you with the nation
top
or with
social activists, including legal luminary of that time, Mr. Ram Jethmalani, the late, who was a BJP member of parliament, was a signatory to a letter written to President. And what are you talking about terrorism? You have made terror accused Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur as bank member of parliament. She is sharing seat with Modi in the parliament. Pragya Singh Thakur, she is sharing the seat in the parliament along with Mr. Modi. Arnab, one more thing.
Gaurav, I'll make it simpler for you. Gaurav, I'll make it simpler for you. Gaurav, I'll make it simpler for you. Gaurav, I'll make it simpler. 1 minute. Waris, I'll make it simpler for you. My question to you, Gaurav, so that we are all clear on positions on terrorism. See, I can go into detail with examples, but I'll ask a very simple question. Tell me what is. And Prakash Swami is here. Prakash Swami, my question to you in your presence, to Waris Pathan is, Waris Pathan, Yaqub Memon was a terrorist or not?
Well, Yaqub Memon was hanged 80 top social activities. Along with that time legal luminary Mr. Ram Jethmalani, who was the BJP's MPs, had signed a letter which was given to the President of India that the way Yaqub Memon was hanged was not good.
Am I asking? No, 1 minute. Just a minute. Waris, so you are saying, Prakash, did you hear here? A simple volume down, please. I ask a very elementary question which cannot be emasculated in this manner. The question is, was he a terrorist? He won't even say he was a terrorist, Prakash Swami, and he wants to discuss legal precedent with me. Prakash Swami is on the debate. I'm glad we've come to the nub of the issue right now. Prakash Swami, they won't even call a terrorist a terrorist. Prakash Swami.
I want to tell you something.
Prakash Swami is on the debate.
Prime Minister is the most responsible politician in India. He'll never make any sweeping statements. During the UPA regime, why was Azam Khan detained? in JFK airport by immigration for 3.5 hours
Abhishek.
on suspected link with terrorists. And the UPA government called the Consul General to tell the airport authority to release him. Did not Azam Khan go to the Pear Hotel and cry to Akhilesh? I was detained by 3.5 hours in JFK. Why did the US authorities stop Azam Khan? What inputs they have from India? The Prime Minister is not lying. He is telling the truth. And that hurts you.
May I respond?
Example before you respond, Abhishek. And this example is very relevant here. In 2008, and let's debate this point. Srijit, bring this to your attention also. In 2008, there was a terrorist attack on a CRPF camp in Rampur. 7 Jawans and 1 civilian were killed. And I think we need to really focus on the issue because no digressing tactics will be allowed. Samajwadi Party wanted to revoke the terrorism charges against the terrorists who were charge sheeted for their involvement for the terrorist attack on a CRPF camp. What were the merits of that? They were all convicted in November 2019. This is reality. They were all convicted in November 2019, but why did the Samajwadi Party try to revoke the charges? You wouldn't even be lenient to a pickpocket, but you'd be lenient to the worst of terrorists. Srijit Panikkar, please. That's the nub of the issue the country needs to think about.
Yeah, Arnab, in the Rampur case, 2 of the people involved were Pakistanis, Imran Shehzad and another person by the name Farooq. So these 2 were Pakistani nationals. So the allegation that the case in point is the last SP government took this drastic step of dropping terrorism charges by basing their argument entirely on a report submitted by a retired judge regarding 4 people related to terrorism. So in the pretext of public interest, which was nowhere to be seen, they wanted to drop charges against 15 people who had been charge sheeted for killing as many as 43 people. And they devised a 13-point letter. This letter was drafted and sent to the respective DMs under whose jurisdiction these people fell. Now, as I said, in the Rampur case itself, 2 people were Pakistani nationals. And terrorism may not have any religion in these cases, but the terrorists do have. Terrorists do have religion in these cases, my friend.
May I please respond, sir? Yeah.
Please do.
So, Mr. Swami, I just want to respond to what Mr. Swami said. He's from Tamil Nadu, if I'm not mistaken. Jayalalitha was an ally of the BJP. And when the Tamil Nadu Assembly essentially passed a resolution saying that the killers of Rajiv Gandhi should be released, why did the Narendra Modi government at the time not object? If you are soft on terror and you have zero tolerance for terror, why didn't you object? One more point. Sadhvi Pragya Thakur has called Hemant Karkare, the hero of 2008, a Deshdrohi. She has called him a Deshdrohi. And she is a member of parliament today.
We have a response. Is audio on?
In jail. Why did Priyanka Gandhi go and meet the killers? Why did Sonia Gandhi want to pardon them?
Sir, I despise the Congress as much as you. I despise the Congress as much as you.
Why Sonia Gandhi wanted to pardon them?
Please ask.
It is not Jayalalitha.
Gaurav.
Kapil Madan will take it. Yeah. Ask Kapil. Yeah.
My friend Sudhir must be despising the Congress but not Akhilesh Yadav, because I still remember UP ke ladke. And second, Patla House encounter, do you remember? Congress, Sonia Gandhi was crying that those terrorists have been killed, and she could not even pay respect to Mohan Chandra Sharma, who made the supreme sacrifice of protecting our country. And Samajwadi Party leader
Kapil Madan will answer on Batla House.
He made a comment that the encounter is fake.
Why did you not leave the party?
Basically,
why did you stay in the party?
The minority community.
Chamchagiri kyun karte rahe the tum?
Please,
why were you still a chamcha for so many more years?
Please,
you were in the party for 10 more years.
Butter आप हो, अभी फूक देंगे तो उड़ जाओगे. पहले प्रवक्ता बन के आओ और बदतमीजी बंद करो. ठीक है? पहले प्रवक्ता बन के आओ।
Kapil is on.
जाके पूछना अखिलेश यादव
maybe I can become additional advocate general of Samajwadi Party government
के मुकदमे वापस लेंगे और तुम्हारे जैसे चम्मच को भेज देंगे। नरेंद्र मोदी जी सुनिश्चित करेंगे आतंकवादियों को
तुम्हारी औकात क्या है?
समझ गए? हिम्मत हो तो रोक के दिखाओ, पता चलेगा ताकत क्या होती है।
सड़क चाप हो तुम।
बहुत देर से देख रहे हैं।
Now I think we will keep the quality of the debate at a certain level. Kapil, the many examples that I have given, and I want a principled position on this. All right. I want a principled position on the multiple issues I have raised. See, we are not always right, and neither are we always wrong. I am not saying you are permanently wrong. What I am asking you, both as a citizen, Congress supporter, lawyer, why have there been so many deliberate attempts to revoke, pull back, soften, remove terrorism charges against terrorists by the Samajwadi Party government? Do you agree with it? Kapil, forget the fact that you're anti-Modi. Keep that out, right? Sushil, the issue is what, Sushil? The issue is not, forget the fact that you're anti-Modi. You can be anti-Modi. But is it appropriate when somebody attacks a CRPF camp, Sushil Pandit, to go and support the people,
Arnab,
which would therefore amount to supporting two Pakistani nationals as well? Because he's right.
Arnab,
because Srijit is right. Two of the people who were involved in the terrorist attack on the CRPF camp in Rampur were Pakistani nationals.
Arnab,
it's an undeniable fact. Kapil,
allow me to
Sushil, after you complete, Sushil will respond. Please.
So I will start and respond as a lawyer. When you have a case pending in the court, the process of law should prevail and the case should be taken to its logical conclusion. And in that situation, I don't think any
In that case, I have a question for you. Thank you, Kapil. Kapil, let's keep it moving fast. I have a counter question for you because I'm well prepared on this subject. Question is, we are now having an election in UP, right? 5 years back, there was the 2017 election. Akhilesh was the government in charge at that time. And Samajwadi Party leader, Alam Badi, personally met Akhilesh Yadav to withdraw the cases, to withdraw the appeal challenging a Lucknow court's acquittal of 6 men arrested on terror charges in 2017. Samajwadi Party MLA personally met Akhilesh to withdraw the cases. Why was this happening? If you believe in the legal process, if you believe in the legal process, then my counter question is also this: why did the Samajwadi Party government file a plea to revoke the cases against terror suspects Tariq Kasmi, Khalid Mujahid, who were the accused, Sushil, in the 2007 serial blasts in Lucknow, serial blasts in Faizabad, serial blasts in Gorakhpur, before it was stopped by a Barabanki court in 2013? How many examples, Sushil? They are not answering a single one tonight, Sushil Pandit. Not a single one.
Yes. They are answering, Arnab, and what I have understood from their answers so far is not that our record should be defended, that we are not with terror. Their logic is that BJP has not filed a case against Jalandhar Singh. Their logic is that
Sushil for a bit.
Arnab, I am shocked to see we have come to the political era where these political parties, just for their petty interest, get the courage to allegate the opposition, the leaders who are being elected by the public of India, and they get the courage to allegate on these charges. They should have shame for their political interest when they are losing the field in election, and they are coming up to polarize the election by these ways. And Arnab, I would say, if there is a security issue to the nation, believe me, everybody sitting in India will unite together. And I cannot get the courage to allegate Mr. Gaurav Bhatia and say that No, you was in 2012 with Samajwadi Party. Believe me, you can be anywhere.
Gaurav.
You was there in 2012 with Samajwadi Party. Does not matter to me.
No, why?
I am very much sure you are also you are also nationalist, and believe me, I am also nationalist, and Samajwadi Party is also nationalist, and we are relegating to the party who has given a defense minister to the country. How do you get a courage to allegate to the opposition? Just for
you seem like you've almost joined the Samajwadi Party. But Gaurav will respond. You seem like you almost joined the Samajwadi Party, but Gaurav will respond.
Samajwadi Party is an ally. Samajwadi Party is an ally, and I am not defending Samajwadi Party here. I am just saying for all the parties. I am saying every elected member who is in Parliament or who is in Vidhan Sabha of India, that you cannot allegate in this way.
Can we make
How can you have courage to allegate this way? Believe me, you should not.
Gaurav, now, last 30 seconds, please.
You should have the same patience of hearing others. Yes.
Yeah, I have patience, Gaurav, but believe me, you should not have courage to allegate in this way to the people who are elected by people of India. You are questioning
that when Narendra Modi ji said today that I took that soaked the soil in my hand and I took a resolve that the families who have suffered will get justice is the kind of dedication, determination and perseverance you want to see in a Prime Minister and also in a Chief Minister. But the love that they have for the seat of power is far more than the love they have for the country, and they have much more hatred for Narendra Modi. That is why their manifesto talks about shielding the terrorists. But जब नरेंद्र मोदी जी है, योगी जी है, एक बात याद कर लो, पूरी ताकत लगा देना, टेररिस्ट जेल जाएंगे, टेररिस्ट को फांसी होगी, तुम बता नहीं पाओगे, बचा नहीं पाओगे. ये याद.
Viewers.
In between, I know. You are here to heckle, but the viewers can see.
Well, viewers have seen both sides of the debate. I want to tell you, viewers, I gave 8 examples when a elected government tried to use its executive power to support, defend, or protect those who are accused of charges of terrorism. Is that not an abuse of executive power, ladies and gentlemen? I'd like you to tell us what you think. And on the other side, the debate we're bringing back on public demand once again. The debate on how a particular lobby has been totally cornered or has painted itself into a corner, been trapped by the hardliners. But should we feel sorry for the pseudos? I don't think so. And on the other side, I'll tell you why not.